Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 126. If you are a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to hang with me this week. And if you are new, I hope you are here for the right reason, and it's cross stitch. So I hope you like what you see. Stick around, comment, subscribe, do the thumbs up. Thank you. All right, let's jump in. It has been a fun-filled weekend with the Flosstube friends, girls. So we had so many belly laughs, so many hugs. It was everything I needed to be around people that were like-minded. So thank you very much, girls, for doing that. And you, the rest of you are going to hear stuff about it sprinkled throughout here because I'm sure I will keep referencing back to it. But along those lines, we did record an epic Flosstube, and you can find that at Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Stitching of Sass, Stacy C Stitches, and Punky Pearl will get it uploaded. So you can go to those channels and check it out. It was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, red faces, all the things. So it was wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much for the fun for that also, girls. And then that we're going to jump into some kind of like business. And like I said, I'm sure I'll refer back to that often. I did have a question on my last video, and I just thought I would address it here. So somebody asked me what kind of dog Opie is. Opie is my little Pomeranian Shih Tzu mix, and he makes appearances here every once in a while. He's being a little stinker today, and he keeps growling in the other room, but we'll see if he stays good or if he comes to visit. But I just wanted to give that out to everyone in case somebody asked. Along those other business kind of lines, if you are new to my channel or if you have not filled out the Happy Mail form, it's in the links down below. It's just something to where I send out cards once a month saying, hey, thanks for watching, whatever. I just randomly pull some people, and it seems to always hit the people that need it the most at that time. So my next set will go out in March, so get on that list. I am going to, at this point, insert the winners for the 3,000 giveaway. I have 10 of them, so you're going to see a bunch of slides pop in here. And congratulations to all the winners. Please get me your information at janetjabber@gmail.com. I do not require people to sign up for the Happy Mail to be included. So let's get that to me and I can get a big shipping out. But I have another giveaway for this week. Part of what we did this weekend on our girls' getaway was we were able to go to Fire Poppies. They opened it for us on Sunday for the 7 of us to pop in there and experience and get the tour and do all the things. And I grabbed you one of their famous mystery bags that they talk about. So I have no idea what's in there. You see it? It's still stapled. Staples are still intact, so it'll be a surprise. But if you are interested in that, basically anyone who comments is going to be entered. Anyone who comments on this video will be entered into that giveaway. If you're not interested, you can just tell me that when I call you as a winner. But I'm not requiring this question, but I am interested. So do you have any stitchy friends that you stitch with in real life, or you do Zoom calls with or whatever. We live in a different world where you can do those kind of things. And boy, did it become very prevalent this weekend that I needed to be with like-minded people and I needed my peeps. So, yeah. And if you don't, I don't know, it's a struggle to try to find those people, and just let me know. Do you have stitchy friends? All right, so another thing in regards to friends is my featured friends part of my video. This is, for this week, it is going to be Mandy. Mandy is a follower that's been here for a while. She also has her own Flosstube, Mandy Parker. She is sharing with us, I'm popping them in here, her beloved Eagles. It's a from Heaven and Earth Designs, Together We Stand. It's on 16 count Aida. She had it framed at Michael's. And if you see her in her videos, sometimes she shows it. It's in a perfect place in her house. She sees it when she's in her living room, I believe. This other picture is of her current whip, Moonshine by Silver Creek Samplers. It's stitched on a piece of 18 count Artemis by Stitch Me. So thank you very much for sharing that with me, Mandy. And along with that, those lines, I looked down to read and make sure we had everything correct. Along those lines, if you are interested in being on my featured friends, please send me an email at janetjabber@gmail.com and I'll get you, there's like a couple more in queue, but I love sharing these on here because I love other people and being part of this community and just sharing the love. So it lets me do that. All right, we're gonna jump into my stitching. And yeah, I have some stitching. My first one is I have a few finishes. My first one is the whole purpose of this weekend's retreat with the girls. It was our Stitchtastics retreat, and we were exchanging our Flosstube friends because it is completed for the round robin that I did with Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Stitches of Sass, Stacy C Stitches, Punky Pearl Heather, and Skate 8 Mom Stacy. Yamir also popped in and hung out with us, and that was wonderful. I picked her minds so much this weekend about silks and stuff. All right, but here is the finished project. So check this out. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit close so you can see. I'll block myself out and let her go. We got a special Bobbi picture here on the end. She stitched her own person. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So just to give a little highlight. So this is my piece. I stitched the blue girl for me and then I sent it all on. As a total on other people's pieces, like I stitched this, I call it the old pink lady. The pink lady, I stitched that on, I'm looking down at my notes, on Heather's and Sally's piece. I stitched the red dress lady on Stacy's piece. The white dress lady on Jessica's piece, and I stitched the blue lady on Bobbi's too, but I popped her in here. So I didn't get to see it, and you can't see it on here, and I don't have the chart out. I did not stitch the green lady or this big pink lady in the middle at all. It's just how it worked out on the round robin. So this will be getting sent away and be added to, I will be getting that framed and getting that up very soon if I have my way with it. All right, so that's that piece. So a little interesting information about the venture was, sorry, I have to make a note. I know, I'll forget if not. That's how my brain works. So when I was going on my travels, my first plane was late out of here due to weather situations, and I got to my second flight. I was 35 minutes, or I was like 15 minutes late. I only have, no, I'm getting this wrong. Whatever, we flew in late. I originally only had 35 minutes between planes, so I get off the plane, I run through the Charlotte airport to my gate, and it says flight closed. So I had to go find the phones and get another plane, and it all worked out, but I was stressing, let me just tell you. So once it was all figured out and I just had to sit and wait for like an hour-ish to get myself to Charleston, I thought, what am I gonna do? So yep, I stitched in the wild and I started a new project. Well, I started it and everything. So, and I started and then I finished it at retreat. And this is a free pattern from the Violets and Verses website or Facebook group. And this is what I did. So And so the adventure begins. This piece right here is on a piece of the fabric, 18 count Aida fabric that I ran through my printer. And these are just the colors I chose. All the words I chose to backstitch, even though they were solid X's in the original design, but that's just not what I wanted to do. So I love how it turned out, and it will always remind me of this weekend. And yeah. So another finish that I have is, just because I do Festive Friday stitching, and this one ended up being a finish. This is on a mystery fabric. It is from the, I've been showing it in the last few videos, the 2020 Christmas Punch Needle and Primitive Stitch magazine by Lila May Designs. And that's all I have for you there. So, and this is that finish. Little gingerbread men. Super cute. With their goodie in the middle. That is, so I'll be figuring out a different, a little bit falling over there. I'll be figuring out a different Festive Friday stitch for this week. And I already have a plan, because I don't have it with me right here, but I got to do my tag for the month of February. So I'll share that with you next week, because it'll be a finish. It's a quick one. And I'll give the details next week in regards to that. All right, so I do stitch on my mirror every day. I was so good about stitching on my mirror every day, except for yesterday. Yesterday was travel day home, and travel home was fine, but I had a 3-hour layover in one airport, and my eyes just couldn't focus on the 28 count even weave while I was there. And let's just say they talk about like retreat hangover. It is a real thing. So yeah, the girls are watching me right now, like going, I worked so hard to make sure I got my 30 minutes every day while I was gone on my mirror, and then I failed yesterday. Oh well, give yourself grace. All right, I'm talking to you about my Winter Queen. My Winter Queen is stitched on a Morning Mist 28 count Lugana from Collar & Cotton. And this is where she's at. Yay! So it's kind of hard for you to tell, so I'm gonna bring her in a little bit. But this is a blend right here. So I worked on the blend there, on this side, and then this filling in the white business. So a lot of that's going on. So right now I'm concentrating on this center section right here. And I don't know what I got some time left. It's not a month, but ish. And this is just how I work. Since I missed yesterday as an epic fail, no, I'm not really beating up on myself. I needed rest. So I will give more than 30 minutes to it is what I will do. Oh, I even forgot to tell you, what a super surprise. My husband works day shift, and I had it all, sorry, this hair's driving me nuts. I had it all figured out for my neighbor to come pick me up from the airport. And there I am at the airport waiting on my baggage. And I look around and there's my husband. I'm like, what are you doing here? And great big hug. I was so happy to see him. What are you doing here? And he was also a bad boy and didn't have a mask on because he didn't know the rules of being inside the airport. But it was all well. All well. All right, my next piece that I'm going to show you is another Mira. And it is my Queen of Freedom. I stitch on her usually once a month, and this is on a Luna is the name of the fabric by Collar & Cotton, again a 28 count. This is a Joblin. And this is where she's at. So I worked on her, I bring some of this down here and filled in this harsh gray right there. Gray brown looking stuff. So she's coming along. I think I'll probably be getting to the flag that's laying across her lap pretty soon, or at least I hope so. Yep. All right, what do we have next? My next one is a piece that was purchased for me by Sprinklestein Stitchers because her baby Grouchy passed away, and we're doing a stitch. I'm part of a stitch along that's going on, and I'm just like slow. But this is the Whistle Stop Stitchers design Chester's Place. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I say supposed because I'm changing the color of that big house. I am stitching it on an 18 count Riverstone by the Dyer to Dye For fabric. And again, it is for, it's a Sal 4 Grouchy. And this is where I'm at. Working on the house. So I got in all the almost all the windows. And so yeah, just plug it along. It's gonna be beautiful blue. I'm gonna have the front of it that dark blue, and I don't know if you can see. So dark blue, and then it's a gray blue kind of there. So I look fabulous. Fabulous. All right, so the next piece that I have goals this week, I have goals this week on, so I'm giving you a little peek of what my plans are this week. But this is a whip go goal that I do not have done yet. So I am referring to the flea market flowers. Words, Janet. I am stitching this with let me tell you, it's on a 28 count Lugana called Ecru by To Die For Fabrics. And this was gifted to me on this channel. So I basically got some leaves done. So all I have, there's more to this pattern, but all the boxes are done. But for this week, all I was able to get in was here. I did that in one day of stitching the leaves right here on this one. But I still have 4 more days in order to get this my whip go. So this will be a focus for this week for sure. There's that. And then another piece that I stitched while I was in the wild party, not really, while I was with the girls down in Charleston was, I am in another round robin. And on this rotation, I have Bobbi's from this new round robin that we're doing. And it's the Dreaming of Round Robin. And she chose daisies. And this is her piece. And she had stitched this. I stitched this. So this is what I stitched on Bobbi's. I don't even think she saw it while I was down there. Saw where I got to it on it. So love how these colors pop. It's a perfect color choice. She had changed it up from like an originalish design. It doesn't pop on here. But so the new fabric is perfect and loved it. I can't remember who the designer, what pattern. I cannot remember. You probably want to know. If you want to know, I'm going to find out for you. It is on 18 count Stonehenge by Bestitch Me. So that is Bobbi's next round robin that we're doing. Just as a FYI, the girls are all doing, there's a bunch of people doing Cinnamon Stars as a round robin for the group that I'm in. Sorry. And I have already had that finished and framed, so they just keep calling me an overachiever. So I'm there to cheer them all on, but I'm not stitching along with my original round robin girls. So, all right, my next one is my Mill Hill Monday. And on Mill Hill Monday, I currently am working on Spring Ahead. And this is where I got on it. Basically, all that white stitching got done. Is there more than white? Nope, just white. White and that purple. I know that's kind of hard. All right, well, I got nothing for you. That's as good as it's getting. So it'll get more color on it for sure. I keep saying a lot because I don't know. And I've got a sore throat from talking so much and laughing so much this weekend. Whew. All right, my Wicked Wednesday stitch is by Hands On Design, Scary Apothecary. Before I get this done, I may eventually say that word correctly, probably not. This is on an 18 count dyed by me fabric, and basically I got spider legs. Yep, so plug along on this one. I think I have 2 more in that series, and that one will be done. All right, so that is that as far as my stitching for this week. I have so much. I have a little bit more over here to share with you, a little bit of haul from Fire Poppies, just some other stuff, but I want, hopefully you haven't popped out yet, but I want to talk to you about Yamir's Almond M&M's Silk. I have, as I told her, shied away from purchasing that because I didn't know if I wanted to go down the rabbit hole of silks because everyone says they're so beautiful. I had one kind of silk that I wasn't really impressed with. It would catch on my hands and it was just not my jam. I actually abandoned an entire project because I didn't like it. But I was able to stitch on a piece of hers this weekend, and because Stacy C. Stitches has a pattern that she's taking around to every retreat she goes to, and she's asking people that are there to stitch on it. And she's using Yamir's silks. So it was so pleasant to be able to experience them that it made me go, all right, I think I want to try these. And then so I did order the skin tone version that Yamir has. I'm super excited for those to come in. But the question was like, does it have to all be silk? That's how my brain went. That like, if I do this project, everything has to be silk. This is just an example. Everything would have to be silk on that. And they're like, no. But that's just not how my brain works. So for right now, it's just the skin. So I'm like, okay, I can change skins to using silk and then stick with the pattern. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that for my skins. When they get in, I'm gonna find I have a project in mind, a new start that I'm gonna do to get my a redhead project back in the rotation. So there's that. And then also Yamir. Yamir is a teeny tiny stitcher if you've never seen her before. And I mean, she does high counts. I think she said 56 she's done. But so I think 40 is as low as she goes, and she does that over 1. So she usually does things 1 over 1 with 1 thread of silk, and it is so tiny and so cute. It looks like it's been painted on. But anyway, I think I have a picture and I'll pop it on here. I gave a try at it. So I stitched on 53 count 1 over 1 on her project, and when I got done, I think she about broke my eyes. I did tell her that she stitches with no magnifiers, no cheaters, good lighting, but whoo, I had a magnifier and a pair of cheaters because I wear double glasses sometimes, lots of times when need help. When I'm not sitting at home with my big magnifiers when I do that. So when I got done, I was like, whoo, girl, I think you broke my eyes. I had to take a minute for everything to like settle and readjust and do the thing. So, but I'm glad I tried it. And because if you don't try it, you don't know. So I won't be doing that, but wait till you get to haul because of Yamir, I have something else going. So we're going to jump into haul, and I'm going to tell you what I got, a little bit of what I got from Fire Poppies. I'm not going to go through it all because you'll understand here real quick. But I purchased, this was recommended to me at my last retreat from Stitch Away. It's called Stitches to Go. I purchased this at Fire Poppies. I'm not going to show you, but I'll show you this. So there's different like ideas of stitches in here. And the reason this was even brought up is because I want to take the Seeking Refuge piece that I'm stitching, and there's big grass across the bottom, and I want to do a textured stitch. So I got some advice on that, so I needed the book. And then this is my Yamir Made Me Do It thing. I got a piece of 40 count Verdal, just plain white, nothing to see here, just white. And I am going to be stitching some Luminous Fiber Arts, those like, they're called is it called the Gathering? Oh no, there's a Redbird, there's a Clover. Anyway, I'm gonna be stitching those 1 over 1 on 40 count and seeing how it goes. So if you go check out the Epic Flosstube crossover event, then you will see we showed haul in there is what we showed. So I also got some Lady Dot Creates finishing, like velveteen and some stuff like that. But this bag, do you see that? It's a bunch of flosses. So I got some flosses for projects that are coming, and for that project that Yamir broke me on because of my Yamir. And then when you go to Fire Poppies, you get a Charleston shoe. No, I haven't eaten it yet. I was waiting to show you. So there is that from Fire Poppies. It was a beautiful little store. If you are ever in the area of Charleston, South Carolina, you have to go check it out. It is worth the visit. Their floss display is magnificent. Their fabrics are all hanging on hangers so that you can touch them, feel them, look at the whole piece, figure out where you want it cut. They do the thing. So it's a very well presented store, and there is a stitching room in the back. If you're there with somebody else, then they're not done stitching, they're not done shopping, you can step back there and do some stitching. So very cool, very cool. All right, I received 2 fabrics of the month while I was out playing in the world. My first one is from Grace Notes Fabrics. You get a little note saying thank you from the family. A cute little sticker that I add to water bottles or my neighbor girl steals. And I'm assuming most people have seen this because I was gone so long and this is so late, but I got Blackberry Latte. So this is what it looks like. This is on an 18 count on that. I love the fabric. That's not coming down all the way. Go, Janet, go. There you go. So that is that piece. And then I also received my coloring cotton. I usually say look away, so I screwed up. I hope I didn't mess up that on anyone. But this one is called Stoneware. I'm messing this whole one up. I usually just show the name and whatever. Grace, for giving me grace. This is on 20 count Aida. And that's what that looks like. So there's a little variegation. A little viney. You can see little vines through there. So beautiful. I feel like I'm winding stuff up today. Getting it right. All right. So other than that, one other thing that I did do a purchase. I don't usually do a lot of purchases on here. I haven't lately, but I needed something from Bags Plus across the pond. So I ordered me 2 Bags Plus off of Etsy. This big one right here that you can see is like magic and all the things. I know there's a glare, sorry, but that's the fabric. On this side are the pockets. I'm having a hard time wrangling my frogwarts pattern, so that I needed this for that. And then I just didn't want it to travel alone, so these cute little guys, I had to have those little while. Look, so it's just a cute little one that holds 12. So they came together. That's all my haul. So we're gonna move into plans. My plans for this week, I kind of already mentioned. I need to concentrate on my flea market flowers to wrap up the WIPCO goal. I also owe my Afghan 1 more day, so that's gonna happen. And as far as the stitching front, that's it. Today, while this is uploading, I am helping my daughter make t-shirts for her asking her bridal party. And yeah, that's happening soon, the asking. And then for just a personal life update that's coming up this next weekend, my kids are coming home, and on Friday we are going wedding dress shopping. So that will be fun. We have reserved 2 different places, and then on Saturday we're going to see the venue that we have picked. So so that's happening. So and that's it. Like, I got to go to work. It's gonna rain and get back to the cold. It was so nice to be down in South Carolina, even though I got cold at night there. I got that sunshine on my face. It felt so good. So that's all I can think of right now. Again, it's always a short video here. I feel like okay, so I have people on here that comment and say, Janet, you talk so fast, slow down. I got witnesses now and I've got witnesses from other retreats. When you get me talking, I talk, and like we all talked over each other all the time. We would be like, sorry, I got to say this before I forget it. And that's a real thing with me, with this brain. But so that, yeah, so I do talk this fast. It's just kind of who I am. But I can also be quiet and just sit there and stitch and listen to everybody else's conversations. It is what it is. So, all right, I am going to get out of here and let you get on to the next video. Again, go check out those epic crossover floss tubes on the other channels. You will not regret seeing it. A lot of belly laughs. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. So keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending so much love. Bye.